Hello, everybody, and welcome to some Friday night racing. We're here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway in Charlotte, North Carolina for the Coca-Cola 600, the biggest race on the calendar. 600 miles, 60 turns here on Memorial Day weekend in 1992. Let's get right to the starting grid. You got Bill Elliott and the number 11 Junior Johnson Budweiser Ford on the pole. You got Kyle Petty in the 42 Mellow Yellow Pontiac on the outside pole, starting third. Ricky Rudd, fourth. Brett Bodine, fifth. Mark Martin, sixth. Ken Schrader, seventh. Rusty Wallace, eighth. Alan Kowicki, ninth. Sterling Marlin, 10th. Dick Trickle, 11th. Ernie Irvin, 12th. Richard the King Petty, 13th, Dale Earnhardt, 14th, Terry Labonte, 15th, Michael Waltrip, 16th, Ted Musgrave, 17th, Davey Allison, 18th, Darrell Waltrip, 19th, Jeffrey Bodine, 20th, Jimmy Hensley, 21st, Dave Maynard III, 22nd is Bobby Hamilton, 23rd, Dale Jarrett, 24th is Bobby Hillen Jr., 25th is Morgan Shepherd, 26th is Harry Gant, 27th is Greg Sachs, 28th is Hutch Strickland, 29th will be Stan Smith, starting 30th will be Derek Copes, 31st will be Rick Mast, starting 32nd is Texas AJ Foyt, Super Tex. And Jimmy Sauter will be starting 33rd. 34th will be Mike Skinner. Dave Marcus starting 35th. Lake Speed starting 36th. Starting 37th, Jimmy Spencer starting 38th. Wally Dallenbach Jr. starting 39th. Randy Porter starting 40th. Bob Satchich starting 41st. Jimmy Smut Means and Shotgun and starting last today is Charlie Glossenbach. Double D, welcome, man. Yeah, he's up there in the number 2 and starting 7th here at Charlotte. So here we go for the green flag. Bill Elliott brings us down to the green flag. Let's see how this race goes. 600 miles here at Charlotte. And we got a 2 top group of heat with a problem. So we start off with heat. First up is Rusty Wallace Double D. 2 chances to get Bill. Bill doesn't have heat, so it takes a 5 or a 6 to beat him. And a 3-5. Rusty gets the lead right away here at Charlotte on turn number 1. Alrighty, Ken Schrader has heat. He's going after Rusty. Takes a 5 or 6 to beat Rusty. And a 2-5. He doesn't keep the lead long, Double D, as Ken Schrader gets the lead from Rusty in the 25 car. Mark Martin, 2 chances to get Ken Schrader. Takes a 4, 5, or 6 to get Ken. A 2-1, nope, but he's got another shot here. And a 1-2, no. Brett Bodine with a shot here at the lead. A 6-4 ain't happening. Ricky Rudd's got a shot here. 6-5 ain't happening. And Cal Petty's got a shot with a chip. And a 3-1. Kyle Petty will have to use his chip. A lot of movement here early in a 600-mile race, that's for sure. How's it going, Steve? Look at that. 3 lead changes in the first turn here at Charlotte. You think this is a 5-mile race, not a 600-mile race. We go to turn number 2. All right. Oh, we had the problem. That's right. Thought about the problem. And that'll be poor Jimmy Smut Means has the problem. 65. And black smoke from underneath the hood. Any good part for Jimmy is it's early in the race. So he still needs a 3. and -1 to repair, so he needs snake eyes. So Jimmy Means will be the first car out of the race. He will finish 40th, 42nd rather. Jimmy will in that 52 car. First car out of the race. Engine problem. Charlie moves up. We move on to turn number 2. Yeah, this was his last year in racing. And we got a top group of two problems in the top group with doubles. So let's see who has the problem. It'll be Bob with the first problem. See what kind of problem Bob has. He's got a clutch problem. He needs snake eyes to stay in the race. And Bob won't. So the 95 car finished 41st. All righty. And the second problem is going to be Mr. Smith. And it's a 21 for Mr. Smith. He's got a cut tire out of the race, causes a yellow flag. So the 49 car of Smith wrecks here on turn number 2 and brings out a caution. So everybody will move up. We'll move on to turn number 4. A lot of action here early in this race. They're sure not treating it like a marathon, that's for sure. Only 39 cars still running in the race. A lot of nutrition already in a short period of time. And we got a middle group of 6 is Star in the middle group. Let's see here. Brett Bodine's got Star. 5-1's not getting the job done. Davey Allison's got 2 stars, 2 chances to get up there. And a 2-4-5. And he gets Mark Martin, goes from 17th up to 5th. And he's got a shot at the lead here from Kyle Petty. Takes a 5 or 6 to beat Kyle. 4-5. Davey goes from 17th the whole way up to the lead. How about that? Not Haviland Ford. Here on turn number 4. All righty. Next up is Ted Musgrave. As far as what, Double D? With the rolling doubles, that's not a home rule. I use the optional rule as far as odd or even. as far as triangles, as long as there's a triangle in the grid, I use the odd and even. If it's an odd number, it's the lowest triangle drive, or if it's the highest, that's an optional rule. And a 6 for Ted Musgrave. He's not going nowhere. Michael Waltrip with a shot up there. And a 4-2-5. He gets Ricky Rudd. Moves from 15th up to 3rd. How about Texas Terry Labonte? Can he get out of this middle group? With a 3-2-4. He gets Michael. Michael doesn't stay up there long. Terry goes from 14th up to 3rd. Here comes Earnhardt. See if he can make it out of there. Oh, triples for Earnhardt. Earnhardt's got a problem. What kind of problems Earnhardt have with triple ones? A 53. He's got a handling problem. Roll for repair. So it's early in the race for him. And it'll take a 9 for him to stay in the race. And he stays in the race, but he'll drop back to 40th. Hey, how's it going, Philip? Okay. The King's got a star. Let's see if the King can get up here to the top. Not with a 6, he can't. Ernie Irvin, Swervin' Irvin. With triple 5s, Ernie's got a problem. What kind of problems Ernie's got? Darn, he's been snake bitten this 1992 season. He's got a cut tire. He causes a wreck and brings out the yellow, so nobody else will even get a chance. So everybody else just moves up. And we'll see if Ernie's able to get that number 4 Kodak Films car back in the race. See if McClure and the gang can get them back. To say Ernie's had nothing but bad luck here early in 1992. We're a third of the way done. This is race number 10 out of 29. So he better turn his season around or it's not going to be a good one. And it'll take a 7 for Ernie to stay in this race. And he doesn't get it. The 4 car will finish 39th. Darn. Already 4 cars out of this race. Now it'll take us to the pit stops here with that caution, I think. Now we've got turn number 6 yet. One more turn before the caution. No, that's that optional rule double D that I use. It's in the rule book that they came up with the triangles. If you got triangles in the race, odd doubles like 1, 3, and 5 is the last place triangle. Furthest back triangle has a problem. If it's an even, it's the highest place triangle. It gets the guys out of the race that has more problems instead of the top contenders dropping out as quickly. So yeah, that's an option rule. It's not really a homebrew rule, but it is an optional rule. You don't have to use it. So you're not playing it wrong. You can use this during the top group, but I choose to use that optional rule that Keith came up with. All righty, here we go to turn number 6. And we got a bottom group of Star. Let's see what we got back here. Earnhardt, can he get out of the rear with the gear? Not with 555s. He is snake bitten today. Another problem for Earnhardt. And this time it's a 56. So he loses his engine and Earnhardt's out of the race and causes a yellow. So nobody else will get a chance to move up. Darn, they're dropping like flies here at Charlotte. The 3 car is going to finish 38th. This is a race of survival. See you can make it to the end. All kinds of trouble, all kinds of problems. I brought out the caution. So that'll take us to turn 8 for the pit stops. First pit stop of the race. And we got the middle group 5 and 4 switch spots. Okay, bud, I'm glad I got it. Hopefully I explained it right for you. Okay, so the middle group, see if they can get some chips back here. Okay. First up is Alan Kowicki, needs a 10. He gets it. Next up is Sterling, needs an 8. He gets it. Dick Trickle needs a 7. He doesn't get it. The King needs a 5. He doesn't get it. Michael needs a 6. He doesn't get it. Rudd needs an 8. He doesn't get it. DW needs an 8. He gets it. Jeffrey Bodine needs a 7. He gets it. Ted Musgrave needs a 6. He gets it. Mark Martin needs a 9. And he's going to get a chip. How about Jimmy Hensley and that Kel Yarborough? He needs a 6. He gets a chip. Nice job by the Yarborough crew. And driving for Mr. Melling is Dave. He needs a 5. He doesn't get a chip. Getting many guys got chips though. Only 5 didn't. Everybody will move up here. We'll see if anybody can beat Davey out of the pits. Okay. And 1-2, Ken Schrader gets the lead over Davey here on turn 8. 25 car back in the lead for the second time. And we go on to turn number 9. And we got a top group of Star. Had Star a lot. Old Bill's got Star. Only takes a 4, 5, or 6 to get Ken. And a 6-2, that ain't going to get it done. And Cal Petty trying to get the lead back. Not with a 2-2, he's not. How about Brett Bodine and that Quaker State Kenny Bernstein Ford? A 4-6. Brett Bodine gets the lead for the first time today. Gets that number 26 Quaker State car up front on turn 9. Terry Labonte trying to put that Sunoco Oldsmobile up front. Not with a 1-1, he's not. And Davey Allison, 2 stars to move back up there. Hot with 666s. Geez, you Pete's. Another problem. A 63 for Davey. Unscheduled pit stop, roll for repair. He's lucky it's early in the race. And it'll take a 10 for him to stay in the race. And he gets it. He'll drop back to 37th there. We'll see who moves up here to the top and middle groups. First up is Alan Kowicki. Can he get up to the top group? Yes, he can. See who moves up here to the middle group now. A lot of issues with some top drivers, man. Sure. Ernie Irvin out of the race. Earnhardt out of the race. Davey's got a problem. Back in the back. Okay, let's see if Bobby Hamilton can move up to the middle group. Not with a 5, he can. How about Dale Jarrett? Yes, he can. Moves from 21st up to 19th. Alrighty, on to turn number 10. 100 miles out of 600 down. And we got a middle group of trouble in the middle group. Got some chips back here. It might save some people. First up is Sterling Marlin. He needs an 8, but he's got a chip. And he doesn't need to use it with an 8. And 9 for DW. He doesn't need to use his chip. A 9 for Jeffrey Bodine. And the dice goes flying. Got to get them. Alrighty, and Jeffrey Bodine doesn't need to use his chip. How about Mr. Musgraves? He's got to use his chip. He needs a 9. No, he doesn't have to use his chip. Mark Martin needs an 8. And he doesn't need to use his chip. Tim Hensley needs a 9. Oh, 10 rather. Doesn't need to use the chip. Dick Trickle needs a 6. Unfortunately, boxcars, Dick Trickle is involved in the wreck. The King needs a 7. He doesn't get it. The King's involved in this wreck. Darn, not a good day for the King, huh? Michael Waltrip needs a 7. He gets it. He escapes that mess. How about Ricky Rudd? He needs a 9. And he escapes. Next up is Dave Maynard. He needs a 5 or a 6 there. Yeah, he needs a 4. The 9 car is involved in a wreck. And last one is Dale Jarrett in that 18 Interstate Batteries car. He needed a 9. He gets it. 3 cars involved in this wreck. I'll bring out 2 cautions to see if they can get the cars fixed though. Still early in the race. A lot of chaos here in the first 100 miles, that's for sure. A lot of problems. Now a wreck. Okay. Here we got here. Dave needs a 7 to stay in the race. And he gets it. The King, he needs a 8 to stay in the race. He gets it. And last one's Dick Trickle, and he needs an 8 to stay in the race. And he gets it. So everybody gets the cars fixed. Nobody's out of the race. But they're in the back there, 37th or 35th. And that'll take us to turn number 13 here at Charlotte. Here we go. Green flag back out. We got Brett Bodine in the lead. Terry Labonte second. Schrader third. Wallace fourth. Petty, Cal Petty, that is fifth. Elliott sixth. Kowicki seventh. Marlin eighth. Waltrip ninth. And Jeffrey Bodine 10th. And we got a problem or trouble in the back. First up is handsome Harry Gant. Needs a 9. He gets it. He's all right. Greg Sachs needs an 8. He doesn't get it. Greg Sachs is involved in the wreck. Sure. Hut Strickland needs an 8. He doesn't get it. Hut. He's involved in the wreck. Derek Cope in the 10 car. Pure Later makes it through. Rick Mass needs a 7. He doesn't get it. Rick's involved in the wreck. There'll be 2 more caution turns. Sure. AJ needs an 11. He makes it through. Good job by AJ. Jimmy Sauter needs an 11. He makes it through. Mike Skinner needs an 11. He makes it through. Dave Marcus needs an 8. He doesn't make it through. He's involved in the wreck. Leg Speed needs a 4. He doesn't get it. Lake's involved in the wreck. Mr. Excitement, Jimmy Spencer needs a 9. He makes it through and escapes that mess. Wally Dallenbach in Keystone. Can he make it through? No, he can't. Not with that 9. He needed an 8. Randy Porter needs an 11. He makes her through. Charlie needs a 6, and Jeannie Donlevy, he makes it through with a 4. Davey needs a 7, and he doesn't make it through. This is not a good race for Davey Allison. Has a problem, gets put back in the back, and now he's involved in a wreck. Dick Trickle needs a 6. He barely makes it through. The King needs a 7. This time he makes it through the wreck. And how about Dave needs a 4? He doesn't make it through. See if they can get that number 9 car fixed again. Car's in bad shape, involved in 2 wrecks already. Okay, still early in the race and needs a 7. Dave does to stay in the race. He gets it. Melling's crew's doing a heck of a job. Davey needs a 10. He doesn't get it. Davey Allison and Robert Yates is going to finish 37th. That Ford was too banged up to continue. Ain't that a shame? Darn. Robert Yates and the gang is not happy at all. 37th place finish. Here's Wally Dallenbach. Jack Roush get that car back out there. He needed a 8. He gets her fixed. Lake Speed needs a 6. He doesn't. Lake Speed will finish 36th. Not 83 car. I like old Lake Speed. Next up is Dave Marcus. Can he get back out on the track? He sure can. How about Rick Mass? He needs a 8. Snake Eyes will get you back out there every time. Hut needs a 7. He gets it. And Greg Sachs, the last car. needs a 7. And he doesn't. Greg Sachs will finish 35th. So 3 cars is unable to get their vehicles fixed and are out of this race. That leaves us with 34 cars still running. Dropping like flies early here at Charlotte. And that'll take us to turn number 16. And Brett Baudin leads us back to the green flag here. And we'll have a top group of Star. Star in the top group. You got Alan Kowicki with the chip. Takes a 5 or 6 to get Brett without a chip. 3-6. Alan gets him. Doesn't need to use his chip. Gets that Hooters Ford up front. On turn number 16. First time Alan's led today. Awesome Bill from Dawsonville. See if he can get that Junior Johnson Thunderbird up there. Takes a 6 to beat Allen. A 4-2 ain't happening. Cal Petty coming after him now. A 4-5, nope. And Ken Schrader. Can that Kodiak Bear get that out? Not with a 3-1. Last one's Texas Terry Labonte. And a 2-5. Allen holds him off. Second pit stop of the race. Turn number 17. And we got a top group and 4 and 5 switch spots. Alrighty, see who can get some chips up here in the top group. Allen trying to get 2 chips, needs a 10. And he gets it. Allen looking good with 2 chips. Terry needs an 8. And he barely gets it. Ken Schrader needs a 7. He doesn't get it. Rusty needs an 8. Can that Penske car get it done? Yes, he can. Elliott needs a 10. Junior can't get her done. That was an 11. Kyle Petty needs a 9. He gets a chip. Last one is Brett Baudin needs a 7. He gets a chip. So 2 of them don't get chips. Everybody else moves up. Alrighty, let's see if anybody can beat Allen out of the pits here. 2-4. So Rusty beats him out of the pits, but Allen will use one of his chips to hold him off. So we go on to turn number 18. We got a top group of Reflex. First time we've had Reflex today. Takes a 6 to beat Allen. Bill's got Reflex. A 2-6, he gets him, burns his chip. Ken Schrader going after him again. It takes a 6 to get him, though. A 5-1, that ain't happening. Rusty with the chip. See if he can get him without using it. A 3-6. Rusty gets Allen without burning a chip. Gets that Pontiac back up front for the second time today. How about that? Double D's happy. Here on turn 18, Terry Labonte's got Reflex and a chip. And a 6-3. That ain't going to get her done. See if they burn their chips. No, they don't. Alrighty, we go to turn number 19 now. And we got a middle group of Smart. First time we've had Smart today. You all Smart back here. First up is Morgan Shepherd and the Woods brothers. He's Smart. 3-6-4. And Bill barely holds him off. Not smart enough. Next up is Bobby Hillen with a 6. He ain't going nowhere. Ricky Rudd's smart in that 5 car. Can you get that tied car up there? Not with a 262. He's not. Here comes little Mikey with a 216. He makes Texas Terry Labonte use his chip. Next up is Dale Jarrett. He's smart. And a 3-1 ain't getting her done. And Mark Martin smart with a chip. 2-4-1. And he's not getting it done that way. Let's see if they use their chips here. No, they don't. Next up is Ted Musgrave with a chip and smart. And he gets a 1-5-2. So he'll need to use his chip, but he gets it. Goes from 11th up to 6th, knocking Ken Schrader backwards. And nobody else is smart. So that's the end of that. 200 miles in the book, 1/3 of the way done. And we got a top group of Skill. First time Skill's coming up. Takes 4, 5, or 6 to get Rusty. But he's got a chip. 4-2 ain't working. Here's Kyle Petty with a chip and Skill. A 4-3. So he holds him off. Do they burn their chips? Yes, they do. They burn their chips. Alan Kowicki with Skill. A 2-1. He holds him off, and nobody else has Skill. On to turn 21. And we got a duel. And it is the 4 cars in the middle, which is Bobby Hamilton and Dale Jarrett. Hamilton's not going nowhere with a 4, but Dale Jarrett's going to try for 11th here. He gets it, knocks Ken Schrader back to 14th. Jarrett will pick up a chip and takes a 5 for Ken Schrader not to wreck. And he makes it through barely with a 5. Sure. Almost a wreck there by Dale Jarrett trying to get by him. Ken Schrader, man, he uses some talent, holds on to the car. All righty, turn 22. And we got another duel, and this will be, again, I think it's going to be the 4 cars in the middle, but there's nowhere for them to go. Everybody has chips ahead of them. So we go on to turn 23. And we got a middle group of stars. We got some stars back here, don't we? Sure do. Morgan Shepherd's a star. I don't think that 5 is going to work for Morgan. No, he's a 4. Ricky Rudd's a star. And a 5's not going to work for Ricky. How about Michael Waltrip? He needs a 4 also. A 2-4-1 ain't getting there done. Here's Bobby Hamilton, needs a 3. 2-1-6. Oh, look at this. Bobby Hamilton goes from 15th up to 2nd, knocking Texas Terry Labonte back. That old time lemonade came through, I'll tell you that. Country time. Here comes the Kodiak Bear. Can he make it back up there? A 1-4-6. He makes Brett Bodine use his chip to hold him off. Dale Jarrett, star and a chip. Making a move here. A 4-2-2. He'll need to use his chip. Knocks Alan Kowicki from 3rd back to 11th. Jeffrey Bodine and Bud Moore's Motorcraft. Thunderbird trying to come up. Triples. Uh-oh. Poor Jeffrey and that Bud Moore Thunderbird has a problem. What kind of problem does he have? Multiple problems. And that is the end of the race for that number 15. Jeffrey Bodine will finish 34th. That's a shame. I like old Bud Moore in that 15 car. Jeffrey Bodine is out of the race. And the last one was Star, Sterling Marlin, trying to get that Maxwell House Jr. Johnson car up front. And 6, he'll need to use his chip, and he's going to knock his own teammate back to 8th. They switch spots. Alrighty, let's see who moves up here to the middle group since Jeffrey's out of the race. First up will be Handsome Harry Gant with a chance to move up. And Harry moves up. Everybody else will move up. The back group, I'll leave us with 33 cars running. Our top 10 is Rusty Wallace in the lead. Bobby Hamilton second. Dale Jarrett third. Kyle Petty fourth. Brett Bodine fifth. Ted Musgrave sixth. Sterling Marlin seventh. Elliott eighth. DW ninth. And Alan Kowicki rounding out your top 10 as we go to turn number 24. Hey, how's it going, Bob? Alrighty, here we go. Turn 24. And we got trouble in the top group. Here we go. Let's see what kind of calamity this is going to cause. Rusty Wallace needs a 10 to escape. And he doesn't. Rusty Wallace is involved in the wreck. Bobby Hamilton needs a 9 to escape. He does. He'll take over the lead here on turn number 24. Sure. Jarrett needs a 9. He makes it through. Kyle Petty needs an 8. He makes it through. Brett Bodine needs a 9. He makes it through. Ted Musgrave needs a 9. He doesn't make it through. Ted will join Rusty in this wreck. If Sterling makes it through, we won't be going to the middle group. If not, we'll be heading to the middle group. He needs an 8. And he gets it, so nobody in the middle group's affected. Everybody will just move up. We'll see if these two cars can get their act back on the track. Got Ted Musgrave and Rusty Wallace. Alrighty. Musgrave has it still. We're in the middle part of the race now, so it'll take a 8 for Ted to stay in the race. He gets it with snake eyes. And it'll take a 7 for Rusty to stay in the race, and he'll stay in the race. Both cars are able to get repaired. We move on to turn number 26 now. We got a middle of TV. No TV drivers in the middle group. Turn number 27. Here we go with our third pit stop of the race. And it'll be TV drivers, and 1 and 3 will switch spots. And since there's no TV drivers in the middle group, we'll fix these guys with chips and let them move up. Then we'll see who gets chips up here in the top group. It's the only place where there's TV drivers. So first up is Kyle Petty. He needs a 9. He gets a chip. And let's see if Bill Elliott can get a chip this time. Yes, he can. So 3 out of the top 7 got chips. See if anybody can beat Bobby Hamilton out of the pits here. 2-4. Dale Jarrett gets the lead here on turn number 27. This is Jarrett's first time in the lead, I think. Yes, it is. It's got that Interstate Chevy up front here on turn 27. All righty, here we go. Turn number 28. And we got a middle group of star. AJ Foyt trying to move up here. Old Super Tex with a 4, 5, 6. He gets Brett Bodine. Super Tex is on the move. How about that in that Oldsmobile? Up to 6th. Next up is Morgan Shepherd. He's had a few opportunities. He hasn't taken advantage of it. I think he will this time with a 1-6-5. And he gets Sterling Marlin, goes from 16th up to 7th. Ricky Rudd, he hasn't been able to take advantage of his chances either. But a 1-2-6, Bill holds him off with his chip. Alan Kulwicki trying to get back up top with a 4-1-2. Petty doesn't even need to use his chip on that. Ken Schrader. Hey, how's it going, Doug? With a 5. That ain't going to 5-4-3. And he gets, no, he doesn't. Bobby Hamilton holds him off. He's got the star quality. Terry Labonte with a 5-1-6. He needed a 4, though. Here comes Michael Waltrip. Not with a 6. He's not going nowhere. And Mark Martin and Jimmy Hensley doesn't have star. So we go to turn 29. We got a top group of control. I think that's the first time we've had control today. And it only takes a 3, 4, 5, or 6 to get Dale Jarrett. Here comes Super Tex in that 14 Oldsmobile. 5-1 ain't getting it done now. DW with a chip and control. 4 is going to get her done, and he's not going to use his chip. Takes a 5 or 6 to get DW. Here comes Elliott. 2 chances here. 5-2, not on the first chance. A 1-4, not on the second chance. Got Cal Petty with a chip and control. A 3-6, he gets him. DW will use his chip to stop him, but Petty will use his to get it back. Cal Petty retakes the lead here on turn number 29. Alrighty, on to turn number 30. Okay. We got a middle group of Skill in the middle group. First up is Handsome Harry Gant. A 5-4-3. And Bobby Hamilton holds him off. Sterling Marlin trying to get back up front with a 4-1-4. And DW holds him off. Alan Kulwicki in the Hooters car with a 1-4-3. And again, Bobby Hamilton holds him off. Bobby's doing a good job up there. Ken Schrader with a 1-5-5. He gets AJ, goes from 12th up to 6th. Mark Martin with a chip and skill. And a 5-3-5. So he gets up there and doesn't need to use his chip. Goes from 9th up to 4th. Jimmy Hensley with skill and a chip. And a 4-5-4. And he gets Ken Schrader and doesn't use his chip. Moves up to 6th. Alrighty, turn 31. We got a top group of skill again. Morgan Shepherd going for the lead for the first time. Takes a 5 to beat Cal Petty. 1-2 ain't happening. Hensley with the chip. Could get the lead here. 4-5. He gets him without using the chip. How about that? Gets that forward up front for Cale Yarborough on turn 31. Jimmy Hensley in that 66 car gets the lead. Bobby Hamilton going after him. It'll take a 4, 5, or 6 to beat him. A 5-5, and that don't work for Bobby. He needed a 3. Here comes Mark Martin with skill and a chip. A 4-6, he gets him. Jimmy will use his chip and make Martin use his to get it back. Mark Martin puts that Valvoline Jack Rouse forward up front for the first time today. Here comes Mr. Elliott after him. It takes a 5 or 6 to get Mark. 4-3 ain't happening. DW's got 2 chances at him. A 1-3 no. And a 6-2 no. Mark holds him off. Turn 32. How's it going, P-Jet? Here we go. We got middle group of smart and a problem with doubles. First, we'll do the smart. Brett Bodine trying to get back up front. Not with a 6, he's not. Derek Cope smart with a 4-2-3. Bill holds him off. How about handsome Harry Gant? A 1-6-5. He gets Morgan Shepherd, goes from 17th up to 7th. Bobby Hillen Jr. smart in that 31 car. See if he can get up to the top here. Not with a 5, he can't. Ricky Rudd's up next. A 3-2-2. And again, Bill holds him off. Uncle Wiki smart. Not with 6s, he ain't going nowhere. Terry Labonte smart. And again, not with 6s, he's not going nowhere. How about Michael Waltrip in that Pennzoil car? Again, 6s is keeping him out of there. Last one, Dale Jarrett smart. And again, a 6. And now we had the problem. And who has the problem? Be Mr. Porter. Randy has the problem. What kind of problems Randy have? 45. He's got a radiator problem. He rolled for repair. He's an E, so he drops out of the race. The 37 car will finish 33rd. So Randy's out of the race. Everybody will move up. Leaves us with 32 cars still running here at Charlotte for the 600. And we move on to turn 33. And we have a duel, and it'll be the 6 car in the top group. That's old handsome Harry going after DW. He gets him, puts DW in a bad spot. And it'll take a 9 for DW, knocked the wreck. And he makes it. Move on to turn 34 here. And we got a middle group of 10. I think that's trouble. No, that's a problem. We got a problem. Houston, we have a problem. And who's got the problem? It'll be poor Dave Marcus has the problem. 51. He spins and he'll drop back to last, but at least he stays in the race. Turn 35. We got a middle group of 5. I think that's skill. Yep. Skill in the middle group. First up is Morgan Shepherd. A 4-3-2. And he doesn't get Jimmy. Jimmy's got skill and holds him off. Sterling Marlin. A 3-1-5. So Harry Gant's going to need to use his chip to hold off Sterling. Next up's Alan Kowicki. And a 5-3-4. And he's going to get Jimmy Hensley, go from 13th up to 4th. AJ trying to get back up there. See what happens here. With a 5, needed a 4. Dale Jarrett's got skill. With a 1-4-6, he gets Mr. Hamilton. Goes back up to top 5. Nice job by Jarrett. Here comes Ken Schrader. Him and his friend, the Kodiak Bear, with a 2-2-4. And Bill barely holds him off. Turn 36. And we got a bottom group of Smart. Smart in the bottom group. If you're smart, you wouldn't be in the bottom group, right? Dave Marcus is smart, though. With a 3-5-4. And he gets Mr. Shepherd. Sure, the Woods brothers dropped the whole way back to 17th to 32nd. Ted Musgrave smart. A 1-2-5. Can Ted get Mr. Labonte? He sure does, man. 31st up to 11th. Terry drops back to 31st. Rusty Wallace is smart, trying to get out of the rear with the gear after being involved in that wreck. A 5-5-3. And he gets Dave Marcus, goes from 30th up to 17th. Wally Dallenbach, one of the few times we talked about him today, with a 1-4-5. He gets Bobby Hill and a lot of movement. These guys in the back have been biding their time. Moving on up. Here comes Rick Mast. A lot of smart drivers back here. Not with the 6, he's not going nowhere. As soon as I said that, now all the smart guys are gone. That's it. Turn 37, another pit stop here. And it'll be the top group and 1 and 4 a switch. Alrighty, grab some chips. See how many guys get chips up here in the top group. First up is Jack Rouse and that Valvoline team. Can they get a chip for Mark Martin? Yes, they do. Dale Jarrett and Joe Gibbs. They get a chip. They sure do. Junior Johnson and Mr. Elliott. They get a chip barely with that 10 double 5s. Alan Kowicki needs a 10. He gets a chip. Harry Gant needs a 9. He barely gets a chip with a 9. Cal Patty needs a 9. He gets a chip. And the last one's DW needs an 8. And he gets a chip. Everybody came through. Let's see if anybody can get the lead out of the pits here. 6-4, good buddy. And DW gets the lead, but Mark will hold him off using his chip. As we go to turn number 38. Almost 400 miles in the books here. The 600. And we got a top group of skill. All these chips going to be lead changing, that's for sure. DW's got 2 chances at him. Takes a 5 or 6 to get him. 2-4, he'll give it another shot. Try not to use that chip. And a 3-5, he gets him without using the chip. Good move by DW. Gets that Western Auto Parts Chevy up front. DW. Turn 38 gets up there. Cal Petty, it takes a 6 to beat DW. 3-5, 3-3 rather. See if they burn their chips out. They don't. Harry Gant trying to get that Oldsmobile up front. 1-4. He can't get her done. See if they burn their chip. This time they burn their chips. That means we're going to see some lead change in here. Here comes Alan Kowicki with some chips. And a 6-6. He's going to need to use his chip to get the lead from DW. Allen gets the lead here on turn 38. Bill Elliott with a chip. It'll take a 6 to beat Allen without using it. And a 3-5. Bill will have to burn his chip and get the lead. And he's not going to keep it very long because Mr. Jarrett's got a chip also. And he's going to need to burn it with a 6-3. So a lot of lead change in there, but I burned all those chips off quickly. Turn 39. Top group of control. And it takes just a 3, 4, 5, or 6 to get him. First up's Mark Martin. With a 5-6, Martin gets the lead back. He didn't give it up long, did he? One turn, and he's back up front. Here on turn 39. But he's not going to keep it very long. Kyle Petty's got a chip. It'll take a 5 or 6 to get him without the chip. And a 4-5. Kyle Petty gets the lead and keeps his chip. A lot of lead changes here today. Let's count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 lead changes so far. About 2/3 of the way done this race. Here comes Handsome Harry. 3-5. It takes a 1, 2, 3, 4. Does take a 5 to beat him. So Kyle Petty has to use his chip. And here comes old DW. And a 2-6. DW gets the lead back. Man, DW is having a good race. He always did run good here at Charlotte, especially in the 600. But normally it's late in the race when DW shows up. Here comes Alan Kowicki. Takes a 5 or 6 to get DW. A 3-6. Allen back in the lead. Darn. These guys are fighting like it's the last lap. And Bill's got 2 chances at him, and it takes a 6 to beat him. And a 6-6, not that time. And a 6-3, no. Allen holds him off. We're at the 400-mile marker. 200 miles to go. And we got a middle group of Reflex in the middle group. Here comes Derek Cope. Pure later car, not with a 6, he's not. Rusty Wallace trying to make up ground after that wreck. A 5, 4, 6. He gets Mr. Handsome Harry Gant. Goes from 17th up to 5th. Rusty back up in the top 5. Here comes Bobby Hamilton. He's been up front a good bit of the day. A 2-3-3. And Kyle Petty holds him off. Next up is Ken Schrader. And a 4-3-6. And Kyle's not going to hold off the Kodiak Bear. He goes up to 4th, Ken Schrader does. And Wally's got Reflex. Now with a 6, he's not going nowhere. And the last one's Ricky Rudd in that Todd car. A 5-1's not going nowhere. All righty. Turn number 41. Yeah, I'll say, Doug. They're going after each other, that's for sure. Here we go. Turn 41 will be a duel. It'll be car number 3 in the top group. That'll be Ken Schrader going after Bill Elliott. He gets him. Takes a 10 for Bill not to wreck. And he's safe. He doesn't wreck. He makes it through. Turn number 42 now. And we got a bottom group of Reflex in the bottom group. He's got Reflex back there. First up is Texas Terry Labonte. He's 31st, trying to get out of the rear with the gear. Now with the 6, he's not. Dave Marcus is out of his Reflex. How about a 3.62? And he gets Brett Bodine. Goes from 30th up to 19th. Knocking that Quaker State Ford backwards. Here's Melling in that Nothing Runs Like a Deer, driven by Dave Maynard. Not with a 6, he's not going nowhere. Bobby Hillen Jr. 3.52. And Harry again holds him off. Here comes Hut Strickland. And that Ray Bestis, Bobby Allison's car, not going nowhere with a 4. How about the King? Can the King crack the top 15 or so? A 1.42. And Bobby Hamilton holds off the King. Dick Trickle, that Snickers car. Oh, exactly, Doug. Yep, not with a 5. Dick ain't going nowhere. Here's Charlie and Junior Don Levy's Ford. A 2.45. And he gets Cal Petty, goes from 23rd up to 14th. Junior Don Levy's pretty darn happy with Charlie there. Mr. Excitement, haven't heard much out of him today. Let's see what happens here. Now with the 6, he's not going nowhere. Last one, Jimmy Sauter. I think it's the first we talked about Jimmy today. A 2.52. And he gets Sterling Marlin, goes from 20th up to 16th. Sterling doesn't have Reflex. All righty. On to turn 43. And it is a middle group of Smart. Dave Marcus just made it up to the middle group. Can he get up to the top group? Not with a 1-1, he's not. Here comes Derek Cope. A 4-2. Ain't going nowhere with that 4. Harry Gant with a 3.45. He gets Rusty Wallace, goes from 17th up to 5th. Who else is smart back here? Run out of smart guys. Ted Musgrave's smart, he says. A 3.22. DW barely holds him off. Here comes little brother Mikey. Mike Waltrip in that Pennzoil car. A 1.45. And he gets Mr. Gant. Goes from 10th up to 5th. Here's Wally Dolan back in that Keystone beer car. Now with a 6, he's not going nowhere. Getting the tide card cracked the top group. With a 2.56, he sure can. Get 6 from Mark Martin. Alrighty. Turn number 44. And we got a middle group this time of Control. Derek Cope's got Control. A 1.62. And he gets Dale Jarrett, goes from 18th up to 7th. Jimmy Sauter's got Control. He's trying to make his way up to the top group. Not with a 6, he's not. Jimmy Hensley, he's been up there in the top group a couple times here. A 4.32. Bill's going to hold him off. AJ Foyt, Super Tex with a 1.44. He gets Michael Goes from 12th up to 5th. Super Tex doing a heck of a job here at the World 600. Ted Musgrave, not with a 6, he's not. Handsome Harry Gant, Skull Bandit, not with a 6, he's not. Last one's Mark Martin, and he's not going nowhere either. Turn 45. We got a bottom group of Problem. Problem in the bottom group. Who's got the problem? And it looks like poor Dave Marcus has got the problem. 64. What kind of problems poor Dave have? He's got an engine trouble. He'll roll for repair. And it's late in the race. They won't be able to fix that car of Dave's. Dave Marcus will finish 32nd. Made his way the whole way to the top group at one point. See if Sterling Marlin can get out of the bottom group. With a 5, he sure can. Everybody moves up. We got 31 cars still running. You got Alan Kowicki in the lead, followed by Ken Schrader, DW in 3rd, Bill Elliott in 4th, AJ 5th, Rudd 6th, Cope 7th, Martin 8th, followed by his teammate. How about that? Dallenbach 9th. And rounding out your top 10 is Handsome Harry Gant. All righty, turn number 46. And we got a middle group. I think this is going to be Control. Sure is. He's got Control. First one up is Sterling Marlin. Ain't going nowhere with a 6. Here comes Mr. Sauter again. A 1.44. He might have done it. He does. No, he's a 3. Yeah, he gets him with a 1. He goes up to 5th. Jimmy Sauter from the rear and the gear is up to 5th place. Where did Jimmy start? In that 89 car. I know he's back there a ways. He started 33rd. Next one up is going to be Jimmy Hensley with a 4.46. Jimmy doesn't stay there long. He drops back to 13th because Hensley just took over 5th. Here comes Michael Waltrip. Not with a 5. He's not going nowhere. Ted Musgrave with a 4.13. And Ken Schrader's got to use his chip to hold him off. Here comes Mr. Harry Gant with a 4.64. He gets Derek Cope, goes from 10th up to 7th. Last one's Mark Martin. Not with a 6, he's not. What normally is the last pit stop of the race, but it's not. Turn 47. And we got a middle and top group, 3 and 2 switch spots. Alrighty, normally this is the money stop, but there's going to be one more after this one. Let's grab some chips back here. Alrighty, first up is our leader, Alan Kowicki. Can he get a chip? He needs a 10. Yes, he can. And Schrader needs a 7. He gets a chip. Bill Elliott needs a 10. And Boxcar stops Bill Elliott. An 8 for DW. He gets a chip. A 6 for Hensley. Nope. An 8 for Rudd. He gets a chip. And a 9 for Harry. He gets a chip. A 9 for Martin. He barely gets a chip. Dollenbach needs a 6. He gets a chip. Michael needs a 6. He doesn't get one. Sauter needs a 4. He doesn't get one. Derek needs a 6. He gets one. Ted Musgrave needs a 6. He gets one. Charlie and Junior Donlevy needs a 5. He gets one. These guys are coming through. They must think it's the money stop. Here comes Bobby Hamilton needing a 6. He doesn't get one. AJ needs a 5. He doesn't get one. Rusty needs an 8. He gets one. Mr. Jarrett, what's he need? He needs a 6. He doesn't get one. And last one, Sterling Marlin. And he doesn't get one. He needed a 6, didn't he? No, he needed an 8. He gets one with a 7. Alrighty, we'll move all these guys up. Alrighty, we'll see if anybody can beat Allen out of the pits here. And Hensley beats him out of the pit, so Allen will have to use his chip to hold him off. Turn 48. And we got a middle group of Star in the middle group. First up is Jarrett. With a 6, he ain't. Super Texan with another shot to get up here. A 2-2-5 makes DW use his chip. Bobby Hamilton with triple 4s. Bobby Hamilton's going to have trouble in that Country Time Lemonade. A 61. Engine problem. Roll for repair. Sure. It's late in the race now. What kind of roll does he need here? He's going to need a 3 to stay in the race. And he doesn't get it. Bobby Hamilton will finish 31st. Okay. Let's see who's next here. Mr. Walter Pastor. A 1-5-6. He gets Bill Elliott. Goes from 16th up to 6th. Drops Bill back. Sterling Marlin with Star and a chip. A 1-5-5. A 5-5-1 rather. So he's going to need to use his chip. Waltrip doesn't stay there very long. Sterling gets right back up there. Puts Junior Johnson back up to 6th. Different car though. Here comes Charlie with a chip. 2-4-2. See if they burn their chips here. No, they don't. Here comes Ted Musgrave with a chip. A 1-6-4. So he's going to get a Hensley without burning his chip. Goes from 11th up to 7th. And that's it for the drivers with Star. Let's see who moves up here to the middle group. Mike Skinner, we haven't talked about him all race. He doesn't move up. How about Mr. Excitement? He doesn't move up. Cal Petty. Cal Petty moves up from 22nd up to 19th. All right, turn 49. Up and coming. Alrighty, here we go. Turn 49. We got a top group of Smart. Who's Smart up here? Ted Musgrave Smart with the chip. It takes a 6 to beat Allen without using the chip. And a 5-5, he'll need to burn the chip, but Ted Musgrave gets that 55 Jasper engine car up front. How about that? Oh, hold on a second. Yeah, because Allen didn't lead this lap. He needed to lead this lap, make 10 laps, so he doesn't get the chip. All righty. See who else is smart in this group. You got Harry Gant Smart with a chip. It takes a 5 or 6 to beat Ted without the chip. So Harry will have to use his chip to get the lead with a 1-2 punch. Handsome Harry gets the lead. That 33 car. Ricky Rudd with a chip and Smart. And he'll need to use it with a 2-2. No 2-2 don't work, but a chip does. Ricky Rudd gets that Tide machine up front. First time today. Anybody else smart? No, that's it. So we move on to turn number 50. Let's see who would have won the Charlotte Coca-Cola 500. This is a 600. Here we go, turn 50, which is normally the race. Most cases, but not today. We got a middle group of Smart and a problem. First, we'll do Smart. Here comes Cal Petty. 2-2-4, and he gets DW, goes from 19th up to 3rd. Dale Jarrett Smart with a 4-5-6, and he gets Sterling Marlin, goes from 18th up to 6th. Bill Elliott Smart with a 1-2-5. He goes from 16th up to 3rd. Cal Petty doesn't stay there long. Michael Waltrip trying to get up there. Not with a 2-1, he's not. Here comes Rusty Wallace with a chip trying to get back up to the top group. He'll need to use it. Take over 6th place, but he'll have to burn his chip with that 6-5-2. Charlie's not smart, but Derek Cope's smart with a chip. And 2-2-4. So he'll have to use his chip and get Bill Elliott, goes from 10th up to 3rd. Does Derek Cope in a pure later car. Wally Dallenbach smart and a chip. 4. He'll need to use his chip. He's only a 3. Oh, yeah, he'll use his chip. It's late in the race. Nah, we'll roll for it. Still got a pit stop and all to go. They won't use their chips. And last one that's smart is Mark Martin with a 3-4-5. Mark Martin gets up there without using his chip. Ted Musgrave goes from 5th back to 8th. So your Charlotte World 6 Coca-Cola 500 would have been Ricky Rudd. We'll have to keep an eye on that and see if Ricky can win the 600 now. Most of the time, whoever wins the 500 does not win the 600. Here we go, turn 51. 100 more miles to go. And we got a middle group of Smart and a problem. That's right, we had a problem the last time. I forgot about that. Who would have had that problem? Can't remember. It was odd or even. Yeah, well, we'll just have to go on with it. Alrighty, so we got a top group of Smart, and we got a problem after this. Here we go. Takes a 6 to beat Ricky Rudd. 3-4, nope. Here comes Rusty Wallace. 5-4, nope. Mark Martin's got smart and a chip. And he'll have to use it. Mark Martin gets the lead here on turn 51. Here comes Rusty. It takes a 5 or 6 to get Harry rather. 4-1, nope. Derek Cope smart. A 2-5. He gets him. Derek Cope takes the lead here at Charlotte with a 2-5. Gets that 10 car up front. And Ken Schrader is not smart. And we also had the problem. I think all the triangle guys are out of the race. I don't think there's any more triangles. They're not. So it's the top group has the problem. See who in the top group has the problem. It's Mark Martin has the problem. What kind of problems Mark have? 56. He loses an engine out of the race and causes a yellow. So Mark Martin running good in third place. We'll finish 30th. And it brings out the caution, so everybody will just move up. Jack Roush, not very happy, sure. Mark was running so good, challenging for the lead. Actually had the lead there. Derek Cope got him. Leaves us with 29 cars still running in the race. That'll take us to turn 53. Getting close to the end here. And we got a middle group of control. Who's got control? Mike Skinner, haven't talked about him today. He says you should have been. It's a 2-3-5. And Ricky Rudd will go from 4th back to 19th. Mike Skinner doing a heck of a job here. DW trying to get back up in the top group with a 4-5-4. And Allen's able to hold him off. Here comes Sterling Marlin with a 5-2-2. Harry Gant holds him off. Here comes Mr. Foyt with a 4-4-2. And Rusty isn't able to hold him off. Darn, AJ goes from 16th up to 5th. Rusty doesn't have any brakes. Here comes Kyle Petty with a 2-4-6. AJ doesn't stay there long. Kyle Petty goes from 15th up to 5th. Here comes Jimmy Sauter trying to get back up there. Yeah, a lot of lead changes, Bob. That's for sure. 6 ain't making it. Here comes Michael Waltrip. A 2-3-4. And Michael goes from 13th up to 4th. Mike Skinner doesn't stay there long. Jimmy Hensley trying to get back up there. Not with a 4-1, he's not. Bill, 2 chances, could get the lead here with a 2-3-3. And he gets 4th from Mikey. And now he's going after the lead. Can he get the lead? It takes a 1, 2, 3, 4. It takes a 5 or a 6 to get the lead here. Bill's going for it. Nah, 6-4. He can't get her done. And Wally does not have control. So that's it for turn 53. We got a bottom group of 4. That's heat and a problem. So first we'll do the heat. And then we'll do the problem. First up is Morgan with a 2-1-1. I don't think that's going to be good enough. Nope. Wally holds him off and doesn't need to use his chip. Here comes Brett Bodine with a 4-6-2. And DW holds him off. Next is Dave in the 9 car. Not with a 5, he's not. Rick Mass trying to move up in that 1 car. Not with a 6, he's not. Here comes the King. I like to see the King get up there. With a 6, he's not going nowhere. Dick Trickle, last one with heat. And it's a 3-1-4. And he's going to get Michael go from 21st up to 9th, cracks the top 10. And now we see who has the problem back here in the bottom group. 23. And that will be the 5th car. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rick Mass has the problem. What kind of problems? He got a 55. He's got an odd problem. I don't think he's an A or a B. No, he's a C crew. A 44 and an odd problem. He has a bad rear end seal. He's out of the race. Rick Mass will finish 29th. Everybody in the back group will move up. Only 28 cars running. Here we are. Less than 100 miles in this 600-mile race. Going to turn 55, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 23, 24, 25, 26. Some 28 lead changes here. We're on turn 55. A little over 50 some miles to go. And we got a duel. It'll be the 2 cars in the middle group. Wally with a 3. He's not doing nothing. Hensley with a 4. He's going to go after Dick Trickle. And he gets him. And he'll get a chip. Puts Dick Trickle in a trick bag. See if Dick can make it out. He needs a 6, not the wreck. And he doesn't get it. Dick Trickle is not happy with Mr. Hensley. He has wrecked. Let's see if they can fix that car and get him back out on the track. Yeah, Dick Trickle is not happy. He's smoking in the car and 8 cigarettes right now. Okay, it's late in the race here. It'll take a 4 for him to get that car fixed. He does. Uh-oh, Snake Eyes, he's back out on the track. If I was Jimmy Hensley, I'd be worried. Yes, I would. But it does bring out a caution. So now the money stop, last pit stop of the race. And it'll be the middle group. 1 and 4 will switch spots. 1 and 3, rather, will switch spots. So we'll move these guys back since nobody in the top group can get a chip. Ken Schrader will go back up there. And like I say, 1 and 3 switch. We'll see how many guys back here in the middle group can get some chips. Grab a handful. Here we go. First up is Skinner, needs a 5. Doesn't get it. Sauter needs a 4. He doesn't get it. Charlie needs a 5. He doesn't get it. Jarrett needs a 6. He doesn't get it. Dollenbach needs a 6. He does get it. Wally with 2 chips. Jimmy Hensley needs a 6. He gets it. That Junior Johnson crew's doing a heck of a job. AJ needs a 5. He gets a chip. Coming through. Penske in that Miller Genuine Draft needs a 9, or an 8 rather. And he gets a chip. Sterling Marlin in that Maxwell House Jr. Johnson Ford. He gets a chip. DW Western Auto Parts. He doesn't get a chip. Ricky Rudd in that Tide car for Rick Hendrick. He gets a chip. And last one's Mr. Excitement. And he doesn't get a chip. Alrighty, see if anybody can beat Derry Cope out of the pits. Four, six, no. Nice job by Pure Later team. 3 turns to go here at Charlotte. We got a top group of skill. Who has the skill? Get this done here. First up is Alan Kowicki. It takes a 4, 5, or 6 to get Derek. 2, 3 holds him off. Cal Petty, he's got skill. A 4, 6. Cal Petty gets the lead in that mellow yellow Pontiac. How about that? Here on turn number 58. It takes a 5 or 6 to get Cal. Here comes Harry Gant. 3, 4, no. Bill Elliott going after him. 5, 4, no. Ken Schrader with skill and a chip. And a 2, 2. He'll need to use his chip, but Ken Schrader gets that Kodiak Bear out in front. Here on turn 58. Alrighty. 2 more turns to go. Turn 59. Another top group. This time it'll be Smart. He's Smart up here. And he takes a 3 to beat Ken Schrader. Alan Kowicki Smart. 1, 4. Alan Kowicki gets the lead here on turn 59. He gets up there. Takes a 6 to beat Allen. Derry Cope Smart. 4, 5. He can't get her done. How about Harry again? He's Smart. 1, 1 ain't getting it done. Awesome Bill from Dawsonville. 3, 2. Nope. Here comes Cal Petty. Double Smart. 2 chances at him. A 3, 4. Another chance. And a 4, 2. He holds him off. White flag is out here at Charlotte. Here we go. Last turn. 600 miles is going to be in the books. Can Alan Kowicki hold on and win the world's Coca-Cola 600? It's going to be a top group of control. Top group of control. All those chips in the middle group did not pan out at all. Ain't that a shame? Ted Musgrave coming after Allen. Again, it'll take a 6 to beat him. 4, 4, no. Derry Cope with a shot here. 2, 5, close but no cigar. Harry Gant. 2, 2, not happening. Bill Elliott, 2 chances to get him here. 2, 3, here's his last chance. 2, 3 again. Cal Petty, here it is. Can Alan Kowicki hold on to win the world's Coca-Cola 600? He sure does. Your winner, Alan Kowicki, wins the 600. Remember, Ricky Ward would have won the 500, and he ends up finishing 14th. So Alan Kowicki in that Hooters Ford is your winner here tonight. A lot of lead changes. Did we hit the 30? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31 lead changes amongst 1, 2, about 10 drivers. Crazy race. They was running this like it was a sprint race. Cal Petty, nice job by him finishing second in that mellow yellow Pontiac. Bill Elliott just couldn't get the job done. Had a couple chances here late. Finishes third. All righty. Harry Gant with a fourth place finish. Our points leader. He'll hang on to the points. Bill put a little bit of a dent in there. Not much. Nice run by Derek Cope in that 10 car. Finishes fifth. Ken Schrader finishes sixth. Ted Musgrave in that 55 car. He'll finish seventh. Nice run by him. Alrighty, let's get rid of all these chips. Like I say, all these guys, pit crews did a great job. They just couldn't take advantage of it. A lot of chips out there never got used. Sure. Had Jimmy Hensley with two of them. Nice job, Jack Roush. And that 16 of Wally Dallenbach. Definitely his best finish of the year. How about this? Junior Donlevy getting that 90 car up to eighth. Good job by that. Jimmy Hensley making the top 10. How about that? Cale Yarborough's got to be pleased with that run. And Super Tex barely outside the top 10. Nice job by AJ. Rusty Wallace has got to be a little disappointed. But after having that wreck, making it back up into the top 15 or so, not too bad. Sterling Marlin finishes 13th. Ricky Rudd's got to be disappointed with his 14th place finish. Jimmy Sauter's got to be happy with 15th. Not 89 car. Nice job by Sauter. He was actually up front for a while. Car ran good today. Mike Skinner finishes 16th. Dale Jarrett in that 18 car finishes 17th. DW, he can't be too happy with an 18th place finish. He was up front most of the day. Mr. Excitement, we didn't hear much out of Mr. Excitement. Jimmy Spencer finishes 19th. He was quiet today. Oh, Michael Waltrip finishes 20th. And the King, like to see him do a little better, finishes 21st. If they're starting 12th. Had some high expectations for him. Hut Strickland in the 12 car finishes 22nd. Bobby Hillin Jr., he'll finish 23rd. Mater and that 9 Melling car finishes 24th. Brett Bodine, disappointing day for him in that Quaker State car after being involved in a wreck. Finishes 25th. Same thing with Terry Labonte. Once he got back there, he could never get out of the bottom group. Disappointing day for him. Morgan Shepherd and the Woods brothers. He'll finish 27th. And last car is still running. Dick Trickle in the 8 car. Snickers car. I want to thank everybody for stopping by here at Charlotte. We had Double D. We had Steve Tower. Philip Reynolds stopped by. Bob. P-Jet. Check out all their channels. A lot of good stuff out there. I want to thank you all again for stopping by. Hope you all enjoyed the race. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for reminders. On your way out of the track, leave a like button and some comments. Till next time, you all take care. Have a great evening.